Hello, and welcome back to my COVID days and nights. This is sort of a special one. I've been receiving a few emails and requests of budgetary type questions of how to sort of survive if you're like me, or I guess just in general today. And I'm obviously no expert in things at all of budgetary and things like that. All I know is that from harsh experience, I have learned a few things. So, so I figured that's what I'll sort of go by. I guess everybody knows that recently my incomings have plummeted. And so this is how I've sort of, well, up to this point, I'll talk about how I sort of adjusted myself from working where I was making and had lots of disposable income, which I put into books and so forth. Uh, and yeah, so that's what I did. I had disposable, but then all of a sudden, my uh, income went to about a third of it, like overnight. So that's a bit of a shock. So anything like subscriptions were out. Like all my, I was beginning to get magazine subscriptions. That was cut off immediately. Those are luxuries. I did have I was a continuous subscriber of Prime, and for a while, the what was it called? The BBC. There was a BBC and ITV one together. That was all cut out, and I only well, I'll get to that in a little bit. Everything, anything like going, ordering pizza occasionally, or chicken or anything like that. Generally, it's like that's gone out, and I used to was a heavy drinker of yeah, not what you think. I was a heavy drinker of Pepsi, so that stopped immediately. Um, and anything else like that. I never was a big sort of chocolate person, so I didn't really have that problem, or candies. But occasionally I would have those kind of things. Like I actually found a little box of something that I used to have, Haribo Star Mix, and I'm actually found this, and I go, oh, I can use this for something. But I would occasionally get something like this. Um, and just other sort of what I would call luxury foods and things like that. Anything that is above sort of basics of what you need. I would I cut it out, like cut out going anywhere. Obviously, not going anywhere saves money. That was forced upon me. So I was down to paying my rent, my phone. I make sure that I don't have an expensive phone contract because you don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need, and especially because when I was out in the boot, I would have more data because I would use it while I was out in the boot, and now it's just very very small amounts, and that's if the Wi-Fi dies. See, I'm lucky in the sense that Wi I the internet is included with my rent. So I've got some inbuilt things that are good, things like this, and well, like cleaning stuff, generally. You know, when you just have a little room in yourself, you don't need a whole lot. And if there is something that you need to clean the floor, well, you can sort of borrow that unofficially from the house stuff. But everything else, like dusting, if it's being done, just a damp cloth will work. Uh, so all that kind of stuff, and uh, right down to you just don't buy extra clothes or anything like this. You just don't buy things because you don't need them. I didn't need them, and these shirts, they're wearing, but there's still probably, I'm sure, a couple more years to them. You don't need, and uh, well, perfumes. I don't, because I'm allergic to perfumes. So, and I need, proper soaps, real soaps, made sort of the traditional way without perfume. So I had purchased a bunch of this stuff a long time ago. So these are all things like it's all pennies, but yeah, it's all things that do make a difference in the end. All that kind of stuff, and there's laundry detergent to do laundry, but yeah, you just be careful with that. And it's like every couple months I buy a jug of it, and that's the cheapest way to do it, is to buy a liquid detergent. So yeah, so these are all things that I sort of started cutting down for my once I stopped working. And then recently, when I was dropped, well, you can't do much. You need something else coming in. But you see, I get enough at the moment for my rent, my phone. There is a bill that I have, that it's a debt, but that's about £8 a month that I'd like to get rid of, just to get rid of that. I used to spend £2 something on a Skype payment plan to speak to a friend or a couple friends back in Canada. But I've stopped that to save the extra £2. I think it was £2.40. And at the moment, I do have which I will be finished, I think next month or the month after, a rental debt, that because they screwed up sometime last year when my rent went up, they just didn't pay me 1 month's rent, and they never rectified that. So I've had to slowly, over a year and a bit, clear that up, and I'll be doing that, and then that will leave me with some extra cash. But that was £25 a month, so I think I got 2 more months for that. So that basically leaves me with £32 a month, £32 and change, depending on this debt, because it's £7 something. It's usually £7.51 or something like this. And you can't get groceries. You can't survive now on £32 a month on food. Nor, because I can't get out, I can't get it delivered. Up until May 2nd, the minimum amounts for um, delivery was £40, and then there's the delivery fee. So, and if you do it at the widest thing, and you make sure you schedule it like far enough ahead, you can usually pay about £1.50 for the delivery cost. I think that's probably going to go up, but it's also going up on May 2nd from £40 to £50. So that's the minimum I can order, and so thankful that yes, everybody knows, I'm monetized here, and I have a little bit coming in on Patreon every month. These things combined are giving me enough money to buy some basics food. But again, this is not eating healthy. It's eating a lot of pasta and rice. I've mentioned this before. Beans. It's just rough, like just filler, basically, and enough stuff to get by. But very, very basics. No luxuries. No, like I say, I gave up the Pepsi long ago. I was starting to buy. Tesco's had a thing here. Ginger beer. It was 50p for 2 liters, and health wise, it's probably not the best thing, but it was nice because I still don't have taste. It was something that I could. It was a fizzy type of thing, and it was there was a spiciness to it that it sort of gave me something different, taste wise. So I was drinking that, but then it went up. It's now gone up to 80p. So it's like 30p more. It still doesn't sound like much, but it's still enough. So I got rid of that because everything else has gone up in price, and I still wanted to pare away, not pare away, but I wanted to have enough money to buy a couple books a month, of my own, with my own money. And that meant that I could have 18 to, it actually works out to 18 to 30 pounds. It was because most times, when I order something, there's something that doesn't is not available, so I get refunded or I don't get charged. I'm not refunded, I just don't get charged for that. So that would give me, after my groceries, sometimes up to 30 pounds a month. Again, that is not, enough to order some food. And it has been mentioned to me, well, I should put it aside for some other food. And I'm going, yes, that's probably a great way to do it. But when you're right down at rock bottom, it's nice to have something. And some people do other things. Some people smoke. I could never afford to smoke. But some people have other things. They might buy some beer. They might buy something else. They might have some chocolate. They might have some crisps. They might have, the might haves, go on and on and on. See, I don't have anything like that. And to me, I prioritize books or a Blu-ray or a DVD for that month, if it's a more of an expensive thing. So yeah, so that's how, I've done it, and I no longer have, Prime. I'm waiting till I get another sort of offer that I can do a free month, so then I can actually watch a few things. Which then, not having it causes a bit of a problem because I do need to order a few things occasionally from there, and I'm not talking books or DVDs. But there's things that are the cheapest way. Like I get a soy sauce there. I get a, one, for some reason, 1.9 liters. I think it is. It's not a 2 liter, but it's 1.9 liter soy sauce, and it's the cheapest way to do it, and it's free shipping. But now that they've put everything up, you've got to order 25 pounds worth of stuff, and there's usually not 25 pounds together that I want to order. So I either go without or I wait until I get the free month. It was great in, what was it? It was like December, January, and February or something like that. I had about 3 months free, but that was a mistake that they made, because I had the month one, I canceled it, and then they charged me. So I made a stink about it. They refunded me the charged month, but I was still started part of it, and then they gave me a free month on top of that. So I had 3 months. It worked out. So that was nice to have, and it gave me something else, a little extra to watch. I want to get it again for a month at some point because there's two things that I do want to watch that have come out, new series, seasons. But that's basically it. It's like you just have to, you look at, especially food wise, like a lot of people, like I was ordering stuff before that, you know like when I, like for instance, like it just price wise. Um, uh, uh, well, the soy sauce, say for instance, I'd order soy sauce, and it'd be expensive buying it by little containers through the grocery store. So I buy a whole bunch at once. I pay a little more in at one time, but it lasts me like 5 times as long. So I'm saving over that time. And the other thing is too, pasta sauce. Yes, there's a certain pasta sauce I like, but it's gone up really now in price. It's almost £3 per jar. So I buy the cheaper ones that are basically it's gone up, but I guess it's less, about half the price. Uh, but it's in different size jars, so it's about half the price. So there's another savings there. Like there's all these, cutting, paring down, paring down, paring down, paring down. But you can only pare down so much. And I thought I was pretty good up until this point, until they shafted me again. I thought I was pretty good at paring down in order to give myself a little pick me up every month, or a couple, whether it be one book or a whole bunch of a few cheaper books or something like that, to look at, or DVDs or Blu-rays, for the month. Just something as a pick me up, like some people, some chocolate works like that for some people, or cake. It doesn't work. That doesn't do it for me. Getting a book does, or a DVD or a Blu-ray does. Um, but yeah, it's to each their own, and that's, like I say, I'm no expert in things, but there's so many things that if you start looking at stuff, you can sort of realize that you don't need this. It's like, yeah, that's a nice extra. Like I say, the ginger beer that was a treat. That was something extra. Um, and I was lucky enough to have some of that on my birthday, because one of you sent me a PayPal amount and it actually allowed me to buy a cake for my birthday, which I normally don't have, but a little cake and the ginger beer. So that was a nice treat. But yeah, it's those kind of things where it's priorities, whichever is a priority for you. And some people it might be chocolate. Some people, I don't know, it might be something else, and not books. So, but at the moment, I don't have anything. All those things are cut out. It's just the basics that I need to, or the priorities is to get enough food for me. And I'm hoping this will change, but it's not going to change for May, and I doubt it'll change. Like it might change for June, but I'm not holding my breath for that. So anyway, that is my 2 cents, I guess you would say, for this. And as I said, like a few people were asking, I'm no expert on budgetary things, or home economics. I'm definitely not, but it's just from um, experience that there's things that you have to do to get by, and I've made choices of the things that are important to me, and less important, to get rid of the things that were less important to me. So from me, it's thank you, and from Edgar, it's, well, I won't say what Edgar says. He's not very polite at times. Thank you. Talk to you soon.